AJ in Dubai, making moves Broadway. Real estate king, stack bricks all day. Bought a crib so tall, can't see the ground. Cash flow endless, funds never drown. Dubai skyline,
And we're back with a new episode in the AJ podcast. Today we have our guest from the healthcare industry, Mr. Vikas. Thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you, Anthony, for having me here. Thank you very much.
Vikas, let me start with the same question I ask everyone. When did you come to Dubai and why Dubai?
Okay. So I came in Dubai in 2015, 10 years back. And the answer why I came to Dubai, like anybody across world, everyone wanted to come to Dubai after 90s, right? So as a career, as a businessman. So I came with the approach that I'll go for Dubai for 3 years, would work there, would set up something there, then go to the Western world. This was very honest thought in my mind that time. But Dubai never, takes you back. So once you're in Dubai, you are here. So yeah, once you land here, then 3 years became 6 years, 6 years became 10 years. 10 years, maybe now, I don't know, maybe whole life. So that's how it is.
And who can blame you? End of the day, you are living in one of the best cities on the planet, the most advanced one of the safest as well. And when it comes to business opportunities, it's endless. Who you meet, who do you make business with? The city seriously is remarkable. Because I want to know about your industry. What got you in it? If there was something that happened to you that influenced you, or it just like someone you met where you got the influence as well. Tell us, like, how did you get in it?
So I started my healthcare journey back in 2007. That time it was just a coincidence. I met my mentor. He said, Vikas, you know what? Healthcare is a new industry. Come in. And that time I was like any other person. The thought was in my mind, what would I do in healthcare industry, right? It's not complicated as technology. It's not complicated as any service industry. But once I came in, after 2-3 years, I realized this is my home. This is where I belong to. And few incidents happened wherein I could see the impact. Honestly, either education or healthcare, this was one of my priority to do something in this field, either corporate career or now as an entrepreneur. But once you move through the healthcare journey, you see many examples day in and out. And a time came and it became my passion. I worked in India. I came to UAE, almost 2 decades in healthcare. The thing which I like most about healthcare is the impact. You impact daily, and impact doesn't need to be in a financial outcomes. Even a happy patient gives you a kick. Even an elderly patient which you treat at home, who cannot go to hospital, gives you extra, comfort that okay, you are doing good in your life. You are impacting somebody's life. So yes, of course, this by far the noble cause rather, either healthcare at home or hospital or clinic, as a doctor, as a professional who is helping the service and to make sure the service is reaching to the needies. Yes, it is a noble profession and I enjoy most, and it has become my passion now from last good 1 decade. So yeah, so I am now not a doctor but half of the doctor now as a healthcare.
You're a doctor on life from that experience you're getting. Because tell me, in your industry, it's hectic. First of all, practicing it is hectic, managing it is hectic. And I think it's also very time consuming where it kind of like takes away all of your time. Like, how do you find time to spend with family or spend that quality time that every human needs?
Yes, it is hectic sometimes. The reason is because you have to work 24/7. Like in Sidra also, we work 24/7, which means you have to be on your toes. But the side note of this is, once you follow your passions, it doesn't become hard work or just work for you, right? It's like no one forgets to eat or drink or to do their favorite things, right? Can be a sports. So for me, it has become more of a passion. But yes, support from family and a team member makes it easier. So it's all about, I would say, is a priority and a balance, right? If you set your priority right,
Do you really find balance between the two?
I am maybe fortunate enough. I'm blessed enough to have a family who supports me, who are ready to support me. During the
No, the
times
support
when
is that. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they support you and they're super proud of everything that you're doing. But I mean you as a person, as an entrepreneur. And I'm asking this question because most they feel the same. They always feel guilty. Like we're putting all of the time in the work on growing and doing this and that. We always feel guilty that we are neglecting the people who are or who matters to us most. So do you have that feeling that comes to you like you're still not doing enough or tell me more about it.
Uh, see, I had a feeling honestly when you start any journey, yes, for first 2, 3 years, you'll have to work hard. You have to work as good as 14, 15, 16 hours a day. Still, you work, but at some point of time, you come to a situation wherein you have extra hands to work. You still work, but it's more or like, you don't feel like you're working. Yes, there is always a mismatch. There is always a requirement which you don't fulfill for your family, but that's how life it is. And like I said, it's a healthcare, so they also enjoy me being helping people or providing the services. But yeah, sometimes it becomes hectic. But if you ask me what is hectic means to me, possibly like during COVID times, right? Those were hectic when everybody was sitting home. And I remember I took hardly 3 days off in that whole healthcare system because we are allowed to go to hospitals or clinics or jobs. That, yes, that time was hectic, wherein on the one side you have to take care of your family, other side you have to take care of your people, and even yourself. You never know, when things get worse for you. For those time, yes, but otherwise I think it has become a norm of life. So I enjoy that, honestly. No regrets for that.
Because tell me something, with so many healthcare companies in the country, what makes Sidra stand out from the rest? What makes you guys so special?
See, what we don't do traditional healthcare. When I say traditional healthcare means people going to hospitals, clinics, labs. What we have started with the mission, the Sidra Healthcare, with the mission to provide accessible and affordable healthcare at home. Like you have seen, right? The clothes, the food, everything comes to your house. It started around 10 years back, 15 years back, but healthcare was still a new before COVID, right? Nobody would have imagined that doctor will come to your house, you will get treatment at your house, right? So we have chosen a path wherein we want to deliver affordable and accessible healthcare at home. And more than that, personalized care. Think of like elderly patient, father of somebody, grandfather who cannot go to hospital. Even there is the best of the best hospitals, it doesn't fulfill the purpose, right? Take another example. For example, a small kid, mom cannot take the kid to the hospital because she needs the support. She needs somebody to come to her house, right? So there are so many examples which cannot be served by a traditional healthcare. So that's why Sidra is different in a way that rather than you going to a hospital, we are coming to your place at your convenience.
I understand, because but for the audience who don't know much about your service, can we just try to kind of give us a list of what you guys can provide?
Got it. So if I take it simply, we do take care of 4 or 5 segments. One, we call it doctor at home. Anybody needs doctor, he or she is not well, we are there for them. Second is lab at home. You need a lab test at home rather than going to the hospital, standing in the queues. We come to your place. Third is IV therapy at home, which is pretty common. Rather than taking pills and medicines, you get IV therapy at home, which is most quick or effective. Fourth, we call it physiotherapy. You're not well, or you're a sports person, or you have some body ache. Our physiotherapists are trained, licensed physiotherapists comes to your place. And any sort of a medical care for kids or elderly care. So these are 5 segments which we do. Healthcare at home service. There are many aspects which comes under that. Physiotherapy can include 5, 6 types of physiotherapy. Could be hijama, could be needling, could be acupuncture. Same goes to doctor, same goes to lab. But the idea is whatever care you can take at home other than the complex care or surgeries or anything. We want to deliver to your house, like anything, like any retail, like any clothes, like any food, because this is also the necessity, right? This is not a luxury. Healthcare is the necessity. So we want to create a little impact in that space.
So you kind of like innovated it from the standard ones. Like I'm very familiar with the IV drips because like whenever I'm staying in Dubai for over a month, I always take an IV. Just give me a booster. It also makes me feel also energetic, you know. So I'm used to this, and I think one time I got food poisoned, and also I called the doctor. They came to home and they said, but now you just gave me a list, and that's the first time I hear of physio under a healthcare coming to the house, which is really amazing. So what's your vision, Vikas? You wanna dominate that sector. You wanna make it more into tech. You wanna make it more into what's the plans moving forward?
So our plan is very simple. First, we want to get the things right. Which when I say to set the things right, we want to ensure all the services what we are delivering today are done properly, are done faster. Which means, for example, if earlier the delivery was given or the service was given in 3 hours, 2 hours, we want to make it as early as possible in half an hour, right? In 30 minutes, we want us to be there at your place. So we want to cover Dubai, rather UAE first. That's the first goal. Second, we want to be a tech-enabled healthcare. When I say tech-enabled, I don't mean fancy word of AI or robotics. I mean you get your report, with you in your wallet. You want to book next, you can book it, the next booking with us. For example, you have any, any thing you want to search for. For example, you have a stomach. You just search for a stomach. We are building on that technology, and then technology tells you that okay, this doctor you need, this is the thing you need to do. So you're working on the technology front so that the healthcare delivery gets easier. That's one side. In terms of geographical expansion, I would say we are not in a rush. We are blessed in Dubai. We want to take care of Dubai first, then UAE. Then yes, then of course we would go for expansion outside world. But the first priority is UAE and the tech-enabled healthcare, as fast as possible, as accessible as possible, as affordable as possible.
We're seeing technology now moving really quick. If you've seen Elon Musk, what he's already mentioning that he is working on a UAE patient, try to solve like really damage issues and then making them speed again. Is saying that the technology will be able to let people hear again and lots of functions happening. Some people are really excited for it, especially the people unfortunately who are sick, because this is gonna be like uh, God listening to the prayers. Some other people are really saying like this is a bit worrying when we have this stuff infused in our system. What can they do later on? What would be the damages? So, are you excited for what's coming, or you're kind of just like observing what's coming?
See, I am excited what's coming for sure, but at the same time, things take their own time. At least in the, especially in the healthcare, because it's not that you can do anything and everything, right? We are governed by health authority. We are governed by the Ministry of Healthcare. So we have to make sure whatever we do first, there is enough evidence of that, right? Second, we have to make sure clinically it's sounding good, right? Not just as a news, not just what is happening in US. So first, like drugs, for example, right? As for the normal audience, every drugs in UAE has to be registered first. You cannot sell anything and everything in UAE, right? So there are governed rules. So at times exciting things becomes dangerous. So I would say yes, we are looking forward, but at the same time we want to be contented enough that there is enough evidence of the technology or of the any healthcare thing coming into the market.
Uh, so because when you came to Dubai, this when you were in this like healthcare industry, did you start with a different company or you just created Sidra yourself?
I had previous experience of different ventures in healthcare, one in health tech. But when I came to Dubai, it was I came as a corporate professional. So I've been through that journey of CFO, CEOs, and a usual route. but all in healthcare. 2 decades in healthcare. But at some point, the honest thing is that being entrepreneur, you can impact more. You have the more liberty to do something better for the people, better for you. uh, yes, but yeah, like a usual, I think the track I have taken a corporate track along with that small stint of adventure into healthcare, health tech, and different industry. But I think the time has come wherein now, it's like this is my home, this is my life. So I'm not in a hurry to build something for 2 years. I am in a hurry to build something for a legacy wherein my son also sits on the same space, because it's a noble space, and he enjoys building, further and further.
So what infused that transition?
So the decision was, for example, like in corporate, when you work, I was working always 13, 14 hours a day. At the end, yes, it was very enriching. Everything was good. Everything was going great. But at some point, I thought I can do, little more. So of course, like any usual, high pay jobs or a senior jobs.
You want to see how far can you go?
Oh yeah, that was the reason also. And second, I think what kicked me is a small incident. One of my friend, I was asking him, what, let's do something, let's build something for the community, let's do something bigger for ourselves. But at the same time, there was always a question mark. He said, you know what, you as an entrepreneur or as a leader, not even an entrepreneur, are like a driver. You are on the front seat of the driving. What matters to you is the car and the driver, not the parking. You take your car from the parking, tomorrow maybe Mercedes will be replaced by Toyota or Toyota will be replaced by Suzuki. So take your car, go for the drive, enjoy the journey. Don't look back at the parking, who is parking in that car. So that was something, a small incident, but yeah, that made me think of final step. Okay, now this is the time.
Beautifully said. It's so simple, yet it's so meaningful.
Yes,
Like it is
yes.
that now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wow, that's different.
Yeah, so that made me basically, there's no second question after that. Yeah.
They told me this, it was simple, like they said. But anyways, see, there's something I think is for me now. So let's act on that. So that's how we started. That's amazing. I want to know something. Like, I know that this kind of business requires lots of funding, from recruitment to getting the machines to be having all of this stuff. So when it comes to the Sidra Healthcare, like, is it you guys have investors with you, or is it all fully funded by yourself? How does it work exactly?
So far, though, it's all bootstrapped. But this interesting question I keep getting from many of my friends in the market, that who are the investors working with you? Because I had an experience of working in PE firm and the equity backed company. But Sidra honestly is a bootstrapped, and we are not in a hurry to take any investments. By God grace, we are doing good. The biggest reason for Sidra being in a good space is the people. All the people I worked in my previous years.
So we can call them like a strategic partners. This is what you had.
Yes, yes. There are strategic partners, but more of that, it's more of a bootstrapped journey. But like we say never. You never know what is happening next. But so far in the near run, we are not looking for any investment. Rather, we are focusing on creating a niche wherein Anthony says to his friends that, okay, go for Sidra, they are very good. Your friend says, so we want to work in that model than a fancy or a flashy advertisements. Rather, we would look for that.
But thinking of long term, like if you guys are planning for expanding, you wanna, I don't know, go in all of the GCC countries, not only in UAE or maybe globally. Definitely, you're gonna be needing lots of investors and to take it to the different level. But it's all up to you about what's your midterm vision, what's your long term vision, and what do you have in mind at the end of the day.
Yeah. So like I said, never say never. So we are building something, which is there for long. We are not in a rat race of, building something for 2 years or 3 years. That's the simple philosophy or a principle I follow, that, build something which is sustainable. We don't want to be like I'm not sure if I've heard that very interesting story. It was on, I think, in some media. You would like that. So there was a A380 flying 40,000 square feet high at whatever 800 speed kilometer per hour, enjoying his journey, very high, very tall, and suddenly one jet fighter came to near to that plane, and like a jet fighter, he came up, went down to the entire, very quick, went down to sea, came up, and he did a radio message to the pilot of A380. He said, quite big, but it's boring. What do you think? Let me show you. Again, he went up and down. He showed all the things what he could do, and he told me, see, this is the excitement. This is how you live your life. And he said, 380 pilot said, yeah, amazing, very good. And then he said, okay, can you show something what you can do, to the pilot who was driving 380. He said, sure, give me 5 minutes, I will show you. And then the usual plane was flying, fighter jet was coming along the way. After 5 minutes, he again did radio call to the pilot. He said, nothing happened. What are you trying? Your plane is running at the same speed. There's nothing changed, So what did you do in last 5 minutes? He said, you know what? I went back to my cabin crew. I had a tea, I had a coffee, nice chat. I came back. So the moral of the story is, when you are young, this speed thrills, but yeah, when you grow by the time, by the experience, you need that contingent approach. So both are good. So you have to be fast. At the same time, at some point of time, you have to build something sustainable so that you don't rush every day.
So let's say there is young entrepreneurs, they will be watching this episode. Maybe they will get influenced by you. Maybe they will say, I want to jump into the healthcare business. What's your advice to them?
See, I have two advice which I also follow, since I'm also not very old enough. I'm also quite young enough. But two things which my mentors also told me. One, don't afraid to do mistakes in your early career, especially because those mistakes can be much easier or cheaper than what you do in the life later on. Second, follow your goal. Even if there is an issue, don't change your goal, but change the plan. So these two things, helps you, one, to run faster, do mistake faster, learn faster, grow faster. And second thing is, don't deviate yourself if you have a core belief of something. Change your plan. Can be route A to route B, but focus on your goal.
And not be influenced by everyone around you telling you this is not a good idea. You shouldn't jump in it, just like everyone tries to tell everyone else. What I keep telling people, like when someone has an idea, when someone has a vision, for other people that might sound stupid, that might sound silly, it might sound crazy, but that's for them because that's their mental capabilities. But for someone, when he feels something, he feels there's an idea and there's something that's giving them, I don't know how to say, like the fire inside of them, you know what I mean? When that gives you that fire, like just go for it blindly and do not let anyone change your dream, because you are the only one who will be feeling it, who will be achieving it, and who will be making everyone proud on that. Because this has been amazing, I wanna ask you the last question in this episode. I want you to leave a message for the listeners here, just telling them, what do you see or what do you foresee in this industry growing to be in Dubai and maybe in all of the Middle East?
Okay. So the message which I would want to give to the listeners of Dubai or UAE regarding future of healthcare. Future of healthcare is very bright. The biggest example the entire world have seen during COVID times, right? There was no country other than UAE who have managed it that well, that easily, that comfortably, right? So future of healthcare is bright in the sense of uh, UAE is building technology at every angle. Healthcare is reaching to your doorstep every now and then, like Sidra is doing, its part in terms of that. So I would say future is bright. Keep stick to healthcare, either as an investor or as a entrepreneur. But more to that is that healthcare is changing. It's evolving. It's evolving by technology. It's evolving by the patient-centric approach. It's evolving by the delivery care. So all in all, it's all about technology is mixing with healthcare so that it can reach you faster, and it will keep moving towards the patient-centric approach. Nobody can deny the fact that patient is just a patient, come to the hospital and will treat you. You have to treat like this is a customer which is looking for a service or the best service to his family or himself. So it's all about delivering the technology and healthcare at your doorstep as faster as possible. So it's an interesting space, and let's see how it goes. But yeah, the market is, home healthcare of UAE is going to be $1 billion industry in next 5 years. Across world is $300 billion. So there is enough to do. Even we do our tiny part is good enough for us as a company. At the same time, like I said, it's a passion. We are creating an impact. That's more better kick to me than just a financial outcome. So I would keep continuing my journey. Where it reach, God is kind enough. I'm blessed enough. So hopefully we'll create an impact.
Thank you for your novelty. Thank you for the impact. Thank you for everything you've been doing. And I'm sure the world needs lots of people like yourself. You are a blessed person and you are a blessing everyone next to you. So Vikas, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you to you to inviting me here and going through my journey. Thank you very much. Keep doing good work. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for watching the show and see you at the next one.
Making moves Broadway, real estate king, stack bricks all day. Bought a crib so tall, can't see the ground. Cash flow endless, funds never drown. Dubai skyline, Anthony.